Hello, once again, welcome to our channel. I hope you're doing fine and I hope you're going to like our today's video. And in case of you for the first time, remember to subscribe, like this video, and also you can drop a comment in the comment section about our today's analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Okengo Matiangi was yesterday, for his ever first time, did an interview with Citizen TV. And it's a trending interview, and we are going to look into what Fred Okengo Matiangi did talk in that interview. But before that interview happened, there was something that was happening, or that happened in Kisii town, and I want to talk about it. That after that rally of Rigathi Gachagua that happened in Narok, Rigathi Gachagua wanted to extend that rally to the Kisii region. But it seemed that that rally was going to happen without the presence of Fred Okengo Matiangi. And remember, Fred Okengo Matiangi comes from the Kisii region. And it's something that did not go well with the governor of Kisii, who is Simba Arati. And Simba Arati came out to address Rigathi Gachagua after that rally was cancelled in the last minute, saying that it's very important that whenever they're coming over, when he's going to Kisii region, he could have been invited with Fred Okengo Matiangi. And this is what Simba Arati said when he was addressing people within Kisii town.
At one time, when I open one time, wacha niseme hivi eti tufanye mkutano Kisii, tuarike ni Matiangi ndiye anaalika wewe, sio wewe unaalika Matiangi. Eti mimi wacha niwaambie Mheshimiwa Gachagua, naheshimu wewe ni rafiki yetu, lakini lazima utatupea heshima hapa Kisii. We will deal with you as an...
Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Rigathi Gachagua wanted to conduct a rally in Kisii without the presence of Fred Okengo Matiangi? Because Fred Okengo Matiangi comes from Kisii region. Number two question we are going to answer in this analysis is, why did Fred Okengo Matiangi never wanted to be part of Rigathi Gachagua when he was going to conduct the rally in Kisii region? Because it seemed that the rally was going on, or was to be done without the presence of Fred Okengo Matiangi. Number one, let's dive into it straight, is that as we're speaking today, and what came out from yesterday's interview is that Fred Okengo Matiangi has not already settled on a specific political party. And it's an expectation that when you are being accompanied by other principals to your region, especially to where you belong, they'll help you popularize your party in that region. Like what we did see Gachagua doing for Kalonzo when he was in Ukampani. He was asking the people of Ukampani to come out and support Wiper leaders. Should Matiangi accompany them to the Kisii region, what party was he going to tell his people? Number two, was he going to watch as Rigathi popularizes his DCP party, Kalonzo popularizes his Wiper party in the Kisii region without him having a party? I think that was number one thing that really contributed to the cancelling of that rally. Number two thing is that as we speak today, and from yesterday's interview, is that Fred Okengo Matiangi came out and said that they are in consultation. The principals are in consultation on various issues, and they ought to work together, or they are going to work together. But right now, they're in the foundation level of how they are going to work together, and people are consulting widely, and it's not a must that he should accompany them or accompany other leaders whenever they are going. And that's was answering why he missed that Narok rally, where that Stephen Kalonzo was there, Rigathi was there, JB Muturi was there. But for him, he said that as much as these leaders are going to the other direction, they cannot be all going together in one place. Other people can be doing other things in consulting and doing other meetings. But ladies and gentlemen, what can be observed is that for Fred Okengo Matiangi, it seems that him as a candidate is widely consulting and is putting interventions that will ensure that he wins the presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, from that interview, Fred Okengo Matiangi revealed that 9 political parties are reaching out to him to try and have him as their presidential candidate. 9 political parties, and is widely considering his options. And remember that among these parties is Jubilee Party and UPA Party, and these are the 2 parties that Kenyans know. And at the end of the day, Fred Matiang'i doesn't want to feel that any party is being sidelined. So at the end of the day, he's going to sit with all these parties and they are going to agree on a working formula. And I think it's a strategy that will help Fred Matiang'i if at the end of the day, these parties sit together and agree that let's have party A producing him as a candidate, then we other parties are going to support him. If they say that, okay, let's say, for example, UPA party is going to produce him as a candidate, then we have Jubilee party backing him. We have the other 7 parties and more that are coming in supporting his presidency. I think, number one, that's a very good strategy. And also what came out from the interview is that Fred Matiang'i said that Kenya doesn't need a all-knowing leader. It rather needs somebody who can listen to the people of the Kenyans and involve everybody in making decisions. And I think it was a good answer to what has been happening, the Gen Z demonstration. We have seen people wanting to be listened, but it's very difficult. And Fred Matiang'i was saying that the intelligence of the country has a very high capacity, and anything that happens, they ought to have some information about it. So it's very unfortunate to some extent some things are happening because for him, the intelligence must be knowing that these things are going to happen considering their capacity. Other than that's what Fred Matiang'i said. Of course, he came out and said about the River Yala issue, where he said that he is ready for those cases to be closed for once and for all, and he urged people not to politicize matters security. He said that he came out and talked about the Rualaka land saga, came out and he addressed all issues, that all things that have been surrounding him. Others, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell me what to think about Fred Matiang'i, his presidency. Should it be that we have Fred Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka? Number one, who do you think Rigathi Gachagua is going to consider supporting? That's the first question, and that's what we are going to do in our next analysis. Number two, who do you think is the favorite? Now, for Kenyans, let's leave about Rigathi options. Who do you think Kenyans could prefer? Because for the opposition, these are the 2 people who are in the forefront of the presidency: Fred Matiang'i and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That's where the card lies. Who do you think is fit or has that muscle of getting the votes? Now that a lot of Kenyans have heard from Fred Matiang'i, all the responses he gave, all the issues surrounding him, he answered it to the best of his ability. Ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. Stay safe wherever you are and always be well. And don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section about our today's analysis.